the biggest impact we've seen though from an investment point of view is the fact that a lot of the people that might have bought an investment property that was say established are now simply priced out because they can't afford to hold it. We did some cash flows, didn't we, recently, and it just showed that there's about almost a $30,000 difference on $1 million purchase.
Massive, yeah, and that wasn't even including like maintenance costs. So obviously, I mean, the case study we did was based on $1 million purchase, assuming $800 a week rent, which is probably quite good for an existing property. And you know, for someone on for a normal scenario there where they're paying a 6.3% kind of interest rate, your out-of-pocket expenses $35,000 to $40,000 without any sort of major maintenance costs. And I mean, you and I both have older properties too, and it's generally pretty unrealistic to expect no maintenance costs over a whole year. So for a lot of people, that is a cost that they just can't hold.
And look, the one thing that, the one interesting thing is apparently, what we can tell is that the market's sort of sub 1.5 million is still fairly competitive, because that market is still quite achievable for a lot of families and even first home buyers, investors, etc. So the market around the country that arguably a lot of first home buyers want to get into is still fairly competitive. So, whilst the initiatives of getting rid of negative gearing and things like that are aimed at improving that market, it's not really playing out like that at the moment. So look, it is interesting, but I think fundamentally we just are not building enough properties to meet the demand long term. And even though at the moment we've got sort of a short term kind of blip in the market, I do feel like we'll start to see a rebound. But the one area that I think we'll start to see a lot of pressure on is the sort of rental competition, which I think is going to then start to have a real flow on over the next couple of years in asking